Hi and welcome to another episode of the We Are Pod. My name's Kirsty Franks. I'm a board member for Women in Estate Agency, and every week we are bringing you stories from incredible people across the property sector. I just want to take a moment to extend a huge thank you to our partners and our sponsors at Digital Sparks who make this whole podcast possible for us. If you haven't seen some of the work they're doing, you may have been living under a rock, but go and check out their Instagram. They're doing some incredible short form video for a ton of people across the sector. So, on to today's guest. I have been very excited about interviewing this guest. In fact, when I found out that she had agreed to be a guest on the We Are Pod, my name was put up first and foremost to make sure that I could do this interview. Some of you will know her as the social media guru. Some of you will know her as the queen of EXP. I am a fangirl. Welcome, Sam Cerrone, to the We Are Pod.
Blushing. And it's not just makeup. Thank you, what an intro.
Normally, I sit here on an interview for the We Are Pod with a whole host of questions and either an iPad or a notepad in front of me, and I have got nothing here in front of me today.
We don't know where this is going.
We do not know where this is going to go, but you and I have been excited about having this conversation for quite some time. So I feel like over the last year, I know you. And really, I don't, but that's the power of social media, right? But I think we have definitely connected and realised that we're
friends. We're friends.
We're friends now. Became kindred spirits. Yeah. And I think for anybody living under a rock, what is it you do? If somebody asks you, what is it you do? What's the answer, Sam?
I've not long got back from Dubai and somebody asked me there, what do I do? And it's quite simple. I sell houses.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you tell somebody that in the pub, there's a lot more that goes on in the background to allow that sale to go through or allow people to ring you just for the initial valuation. So, yeah, answer to your question is I sell houses, but on the flip side, I try and show my audience that selling a house can be fun, that it's enjoyable, that you should have an agent that you feel supported with or an estate agent that you feel supported with that feels like your friend. The amount of women we get coming to us.
Yeah.
I think our name is like hotcakes in school playgrounds, especially when women go through separation.
Yeah.
No,
Are you the divorce go-to?
We are the divorce go-to.
Yes.
I think we've had about like 4 women from one playground.
I feel a campaign coming on. I feel a campaign
Well, I have to be really careful because then throwing social media that I suppose when I first set it up, I didn't expect for social media to go as big as it did. Yeah. And it's now become part of me. And I didn't know there was this creative side to me ever because corporate don't allow you to be creative. It's just facts and figures.
Yeah.
So when it kind of started naturally evolving and people are ringing you to say, can you sell my house? I've been recommended you because you'll support me.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're doing something quite special.
It's wild, you know. So I was doing some filming yesterday and we decided to put me out on the streets asking, the end of this sentence gets better.
Okay.
We decided to put me out on the streets asking the general public what they thought of estate agents.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was, I would say it was wild, but it wasn't. It was probably what you expected people to say, like, you've got a bad rep, right?
It's awful, yeah.
And I think what you're doing and how you are trying to massively dial up the personal brand and that personal touch and that we're with you on this journey, we're supporting you, we're caring for you.
We want the same.
Yeah, we all want the same outcome here. You know, there's going to be a way to go to overall change the public perception of estate agents. But I think what you're doing and the flag that you're flying is massively helpful. So it doesn't surprise me that you've got this big following of women who see you as looking in a mirror. They see you as a safe space. They see you as the antithesis to the general conception of what they think of an estate agent. So, but was that Was that building of your brand in that way kind of really planned and thought through, or has that just been an evolution?
I suppose as you grow and you evolve and you understand life a little bit more, when I basically got shoved out of my previous job, which was round about the lockdown time, I just remember thinking, I just need to sell 3 or 4 houses. I can do it with my eyes closed. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be that easy. I can do it. I've got following bases of local in the area. People know me. However, after about 6 months, people were saying, no one's like you, Sam. And how are you different and why are you different? And I was like, but it's just me. This is how I've sold houses before. This is the conversation I'd have sat in corporate in someone's house, because you leave the corporate office, but you go and sit in someone's house and that's their house. That's their emotional reason for why they're selling, good or bad. And I always used to say there's a story behind every door. And I would openly say that to a client 10, 15 years ago when I was sat in their house working for corporate. So I suppose I'm very lucky that I do something that I love, that I find very natural, but I suppose I evolved this person that I didn't even know was there. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense.
That then you can showcase to other people.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this before. Our paths are so similar in terms of what we've been
And the
through.
fact we didn't know each other about a year ago, but they are so similar.
So similar. So coming from corporate and taking that jump off a cliff into being self-employed. And I was in a very similar place. You know, I was just like, oh, I'll just go and do some consultancy and I'll do what I do for 6 months. And if it doesn't work, I'll go get a proper job.
It's not a proper job. What the fuck's a proper job? Sorry.
You're allowed to swear. You know what I mean, though? I was like,
I'll go get a proper job. But I'll dabble in for 6 months and see how it goes. But yes.
That is what I thought. At that point, I didn't think, I know what Frank Marketing is going to be, and I know exactly what our USP is, and I know exactly what we're going to offer.
But you know what you were doing.
But I knew what I did. I knew what I offered. I knew what was different.
And you find it quite comfortable and easy to do that.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's then, is it brand? Is it culture? Is it kind of a mix of the two? But also it's okay to go, I really do not have all the answers here.
I had no plan.
But I've got a belief in myself. And actually, interestingly, I don't think, well, I'm not going to speak for you, but I certainly didn't have as much of a belief in myself at that point either. Because when you've worked for somebody else and you've always worked for somebody else, there's that imposter syndrome and that doubt that goes, shit, can I really go and do this on my own?
And I think I'm the type of person, and you might be the same, that I'll see how it goes week by week, day by day, week by week, month by month. And then after 2 years, I was like, holy shit, what the hell's just happened over the last 2 years? Because you just get up, and I openly say, you get on the estate agency treadmill and you just go, and everyone's throwing at stuff at you while you're on this treadmill, but you love it. And the passion takes you to another level.
But were you frightened?
I was.
When you lost your job and thought, what next?
When I lost my job, I felt hurt because the person who pushed me, I genuinely classed as a friend. So there was those feelings there, like I don't deserve this and I'm good at my job. It was then the route of, do I get a proper job, as you'd call it? Or do I do this thing? And at that point, nobody had heard of EXP. Like I'd say something to someone, they're like, what? What's that? And I'm like, look, I can just sell houses and I've got a network that provide me all the software to be able to do it. And I do it from home. So the only thing that I had in my head at the time was, am I going to look stupid to my ex-boss?
Oh my God.
Which, how bad is that?
I know.
Like thinking about it, like that's all and I remember signing my directorship over with my solicitor. And because there was COVID happening at the time, he was like, we could have gone down the route of like gross misconduct and everything. But because COVID had hit, he was like, I don't know how it's going to stand up in a court of law, because in theory, he's protecting his business. So he said, just go and take over the market share and just shove a middle finger up to him. And like, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'll do. And signing it over, and then it's like, shit, this is happening.
But you've got to think about where you want to put your energy. Are you going to put your energy into a fight that's looking backwards?
Oh, that's where he said you're talking a fight of about a year, which will hold after you've been able to start doing what you want to do, or you just take the plunge and, like you say, you do a middle finger up and show them what you could do.
I mean, geez, babe, you've done that.
Oh, and more. Yeah.
But going down the route of not the proper job, right? And you knew how to sell and let houses. You knew how to go and do that. You knew how to probably build your pipeline and go out and make a name for yourself within the local market under your own umbrella and with EXP for sure. But there's a whole ton more that you need to do when you're running your own business other than just doing the day job of the thing that you can do inside and out. What has that learning curve been like for you?
So I'm nearly 6 years in, and I think there's an emotional roller coaster that comes with being your own business owner. And I'll probably say the first few years, for the fact that it was kind of pushed, it was never even like a plan. It was never, I've openly said on other podcasts before that I didn't have this aspiration to be a business owner. So the first 2 years, when you see leads coming in left, right and centre, because all I did was get behind a camera and talk about the real world, was quite breathtaking. And it's like people, all of a sudden, I'm selling houses here, but I felt like royalty in my local town. As sad as
Famous in your patch.
Oh my God, it was, and everywhere that you'd go, Sam, you're the one with the board. And I thought, oh my God, you're doing incredible. 2 years in, then I'd speak to quite a few EXP agents about this, because you're on like this cloud, and then it becomes so overwhelming that sometimes you don't know what to do. And then there's so much going on social media that you're like, do I do a bit of that? And do I do a bit of that? And do I change it up? Is it getting boring? Do I do this? They're doing really good. Why am I doing that? And then you then feel like how it maybe is for teenagers these days with the life of social media.
Yeah.
Because you follow all these incredible people and you feel like you've got to do everything.
Yeah.
Then throw in corporation tax and bills, and when you're a spender, I've got all this money in my bank. Sam, you can't spend it, but I can spend it, but you can't.
Yeah.
So there's all that side of it as well. So I just want to sell houses. I'm very good at it. But I think it's very important that when you're a business owner, you surround yourself with people that can help you in certain elements where you struggle.
And do you still now walk the walk and talk the talk, do the day job just as much as running the business?
No, and it was never set up to be like that, because when I first set up, it was like, I'll sell your house, I'll be here from here to here.
Yeah.
Sort of, I'll be handing your keys over right at the end. However, I had to make a decision of, do I keep working from 6 a.m. till midnight, running off a 60, 70 grand pipeline, which is paying me very well, a lot more than what I was getting before. But I'm not present, I'm not at home. You panic if you're not dealing with all the leads.
Yeah.
I'm very good at sales progression, but I hate it.
Yeah.
So through the network, which I suppose is, I openly will sit there and say that some of the people that I've met like through my network have changed my life. They changed just your perception of how to get through your day-to-day challenges. So I employed a sales progressor, which allowed me then to just go and do everything that I love.
Yeah.
So just get me out on the
Play
streets.
to your strengths.
Yeah, like just, yes, please put me here with a cup of tea, listening to people's stories, and I'll help them. I can do that.
Yeah.
Then it's admin.
Nobody loves admin, mate.
It's
Well, there must be
just
some people
awful.
that do it, but
Well, I respect to them all, like seriously, but I'm like that. And then when something doesn't work, I'm turning on and off the computer. And then I'll message my social media guy and he's like, Sam, have you updated your computer? I'm like, no, I don't know. Can it just work?
yeah.
So no, my best friend then come in to help out with admin. And then I was like, do you want to take a few calls? And she's lovely and she's just got this amazing bubbly personality. And then one day I was out on valuations, I was like, well, just book some viewings. You can do it, it's fine. And then when I had my little girl, one of my other best friends got in touch to say, can I help out on some Saturdays for some extra money? And now she's become like my right-hand lady. Yeah. So that now allows me to grow, shall I say, even more as an individual. And I openly say that 2025 was the year that I was like, there's a bigger world out there than just selling houses. And I've done it for 20 years and I love it. But do I want to do it Monday to Friday? Hell no.
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 I want to come back to 2025 in a minute, but let me just backtrack a little bit. So you jumped into this world of self-employed,
Yeah.
Stressful, scary, learning everything, knew that you knew your craft, but this is new. I know, let's just throw another baby into the mix. At that point, that sounds like a very you thing to do.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't take it back. Oh my God. But you know now where you're like, life was probably a little bit easier. I've got two children that are what, 12 and 7 at the time, getting that little bit easier in life. But we'd always talked about a third. And believe it or not, it was the corporate world and like grandparents where I was like, well, we can't have a third because of corporate world, because when I'm the first one there at 7:30 in the morning at nursery, like knocking on the door.
Oh, that's awful, isn't it?
I'm there at the last mum running up the hill at 6 o'clock and after school club, and then throwing the costs. I mean, nursery bills at one point, just for my one child, was more than my mortgage. So then throwing that you have 9 months of maternity leave of what, £500-600 after your first 6 weeks is done, it was impossible. And then it's like, obviously the in-laws, they've got other grandchildren from their other parents, but it's like from their other children. So that's what actually held you back.
Yeah.
But yeah, within 6 months of that bubble where everything's incredible, that's when I was like, I could have a child, I could do it on my terms.
So how did you cope? Because did you actually take a maternity leave? Did you actually manage to juggle everything?
I took less maternity leave than when I did at corporate, but I enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
Well, one, I could pay myself well.
Yeah.
So that was like an added stress that like gone.
Yeah.
I absolutely worked my fucking arse off whilst being pregnant and built the pipeline as big as I possibly could.
Cushion.
Just to give me that cushion for at least 3-4 months where I knew some good money was going to come in to pay the girls and pay me. And then after Molly was born in July, I think end of October, I started doing some evening appointments.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's fine. Like it gave me a couple of hours of feeling like me anyway.
I mean, I imagine that when you were on maternity leave, when you're in the corporate world, you're clicking up to that 9-month point of going back to work, and you're like
You're dreading it.
filled
And the
with
back to
dread
work meeting, and what's your position going to be, and what's the pay going to look like, and who's coming in the meantime.
Whereas when it's your business and you can trickle in a little bit and put your hand in, see what's going on, it just feels like a gradual thing, and it stops becoming home and work, and it just becomes life.
Yeah, and I think when you document it on social media as well, clients loved it.
Yeah.
So I actually did a couple of evaluations and they were like, please bring Molly.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the women, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the
of
women
course
that
it
get
is.
it. Like, please, Sam, just bring her.
Yeah.
We just want to put the house on. We want to see you. Let's just have a cup of tea. And that's when you've got to think back. That's what I've created.
Yeah.
That's because they follow us. They trust us. And they want to be part of that journey with you.
And I know that you feel like you've had this really special time with Molly because of how you've been able to choose your own time. You can be at the school pickups, you can work around life rather than the kids having to fit into whatever structure you have to do from a work perspective.
It's purely my choice.
Yeah.
Which is, and that's why I say probably less time than corporate, but much more enjoyable.
Yeah. So 2025, you popped onto the scene with a bang.
Do you think?
Do you think?
I know, yeah, it was a bit like, where's this going? I'm just getting opportunities left, right and centre, like, wow, what?
And I think, so I've had this comment as well. Oh, you just appeared from nowhere. No, I didn't. You haven't just seen
many
the years and years and years and years of hard graft and doubt and working my arse off and all of these things. But then, something just clicks and opportunities just open up. And I think another way that we're very similar, one of the things that popped for us last year was social media, for sure, but also speaking opportunities. Now, I speak openly about my fear of my stage fright. You wouldn't think it when I was on stage, but I get myself into a total tiz about it. I know you felt this as well. Talk to me about that first big stage that you went on.
Well, the first big one was the EXP opening of the conference, which Adam Day hates for saying it, but I was like, I'm opening the show.
Just
I'm here, everyone. This is my slot for 30 minutes and you will listen. But it's mad, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here, and I think I've openly said it on another podcast before, but I went into January 2025 thinking I'm bored, like, which probably sounds quite ungrateful. Is it? I don't know, but you're like,
think you're just very ambitious, Sam. So
Yeah, I was just like, I've got this business and it does so well. And I'm just like, I don't want to be sat in people's houses like Monday to Friday. When Molly goes to school, this is what I had. When Molly goes to school, which is this September. So now, back then it was next September. What I don't want to be doing is valuations Monday to Friday, because with all due respect, I'll put a good 80-90% of them on. I haven't got the capacity of the staff to deal with it. So I'm then going to need staff. I don't want the dramas of staff. I've been there, I've done it. The reason why my business works is, in theory, my best friends work for me.
Yeah.
They've never worked for other estate agents. They only know my way. So I can't be asked with bad habits from other people. Not got the time. And then it was like, what I don't want to do is when Molly goes to school, be like, oh, okay, what shall I do? So I thought, well, I'll spend 2025 finding myself what else is out there in an industry that I absolutely love. So I started going to a few networking events. And then I was thinking, but if I did an event, would I do it like this? And I'm making like my own notes, like watching other people. And then I went to WEA. And I'd never been, I think I'd missed the 2 years before.
Oh, was it your first? I didn't know it was your first one.
It was fully my first. And a few of the girls were like, be prepared, Sam. Like, it's insane. So I was so excited. And I went and stopped over the night before as well. And I'd seen that people putting photos up of downstairs. And I was like, I don't really know these people. So I just sit in my hotel room and it's fine. I'm just going to take it all in.
Nobody is on their own at a WEA event.
No, I know that. But I just thought, just have a little bit of time to myself and let's go and enjoy this. And I was sat up at the top and I just remember just seeing all these women on stage. And, you know, when sometimes you go to conferences and you're just waiting for that one to go and you're waiting on the itinerary for who's next. And then you want to go and get front row seat for that one. I couldn't get my eyes off the stage. I remember what you were wearing. I didn't even know you at this point. You had a lovely red jumpsuit.
Red for my brand, and here I am today in your brand for you, and you rocked up.
I'm in brown. See, you were wearing red, and I do love red, especially on a blonde. And I was like, I love her outfit, because women like get inspired by other women, don't they, as well, and how they present themselves. But yeah, some of the speakers was just like quite breathtaking, like emotional. I remember having the pack of tissues.
Rain of tissues.
Who was the lady that she was in red, long dark hair, and she spoke about how she'd go to these work meetings and they just thought she was the partner of someone. And she's like, no. Well, no, she, if anything, lost herself during it, and how she talked about driving to a bridge one day. And it just so powering for so many people in that room, whether it's women or men or women. And I just remember thinking, I've got something, I think I could do this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd be nervous as hell, but I'd love to be on stage. So I was like, could I do this? Could this be my other thing, along with selling houses? And then obviously with EXP, there's what's called like a revenue share, where you bring people in, and yes, you can build yourself a wealthy income through it. And my sponsor, Ben Moore, had been on at me for years to do it. I'm like, just leave me alone, Ben. All I want to do is sell houses. And then it got to like around about April, May, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I want to be on stage. I can teach so many people so many attributes within this industry. I've got 20 years worth of corporate, starting right from the beginning all the way to the end. I've worked for an independent. I've now gone self-employed. It's like, I can share my knowledge with people. I'm also an understanding person. I'm the most down-to-earth person going. My job, I love sitting in people's houses and helping them through their next chapter. I've had people tell me before that they're about on the verge of repossession, and it won't happen, and they're going to sit there, they're going to tell me everything. I'm going to go and get a solicitor involved that's going to hold the repossession while we sell it for the best possible price. Do you know what I mean? So always wanting to do more good for someone, and want to see people do well and get out of like a rut, and I want to be part of that. I feel good for it. So then I was like, oh, what the fuck am I doing rev share? Why the fuck am I not bringing people into this business that I've done that's changed my life? I can do this for others. So that was another light bulb moment last year. It's like, right, on stage, I can train, I can help people, and I can help people get out the corporate world and help them change their life, and I can be part of it. So yeah, that was, so then after being on stage in Birmingham, it was like, oh, Sam, do you want to feature on this? Do you want to come to this? Do you want to help out with this training session? Yeah, do you want to just come along to a networking event? I took myself to Simon Gates' live podcast. I didn't know anyone. My husband was like, you're going to London at night and you don't know anyone.
Yeah. Because
where we live's like, we always call it like a little bubble. and I've never really come out of this bubble. So I've got like this bubble of my children and me, and I've grown up there as well, and my staff that work for me, we all live in this little bubble. And all of a sudden last year, there's a big world out there with some absolutely incredible people in this industry.
Do you feel like, it sounds so cheesy, but do you feel like you found yourself?
I think I'm still learning myself. I feel like there's this Sam that I didn't know was there, and I'm learning who she is, if that makes sense.
Do you feel, given where you're at now with the business and people working for you and everything going so well, and also this big spotlight on you, do you feel a pressure to show up as the shiny, best version of you every day?
Mm-hmm. So we're having some therapy at the moment, and my therapist looked me in the eye literally a couple of weeks ago and said, "You need to stop." And I was like, "I can't. Like, it's me. It's just how I do life, which is just get up and go." So obviously, what therapists do is they dig deep from when you were younger, and obviously, I've had this coping mechanism that you just do, and you help people and you fix everyone. But I think I've got to some form of a breaking point where I call it a fog. Like a fog comes over you where you have this big list, but you can't even start to write the list, if that makes sense. So I started talking to her about it, and she said, "If I was your doctor, Sam, I'd be signing you off. Can I ask that you do it for me?" She would not let it go. When somebody's looking you in the eye and she's like, "But what are you going to do when you go back home now?" I was like, "No, I'll do it. I'll start putting processes in place come Sunday." "No, you won't. You'll do it tonight. And tell me now how you're going to do it." She wouldn't let it go. So it took me a couple of days to get over it, because therapy is really intense. And I woke up on the Sunday morning, and this is I'm probably going to go off on one now. I was going to Dubai on the Thursday, which sounds like, what are you moaning for, Sam?
So glam.
What are you moaning for? You're going to fucking Dubai, do you know what I mean? But there's this guilt there that I'm leaving my family at home and my husband and my children, but I've never had a girly holiday. And I'm turning 40 this year, and so is my friend, and we want to go and do something for ourselves. But yet I'm finding life just quite overwhelming at the moment, whether that work, social media, family life, children, just being present. So anyway, I listened to her for the first time ever, and I thought, when was the last time I actually had time off? And if I really think about it, I think it was about 7-8 years ago when and our family went to Florida. And at work, I was at the Independent. I said, "I'm coming out all the WhatsApp groups, and I'm not taking my phone that has my emails on, because I need to be there." And it was probably the best 2 weeks ever, because you have to literally physically remove yourself, because you only see one notification and it can spiral you. And if you're
7-8 years ago, babe.
Well, this was it, and that's why I woke up on the Sunday morning after this session on a Friday, and I was like, I think I actually do need to do this. So why don't I tie it in with going to Dubai anyway? So I'm very lucky with a couple of my friends, and I had a heart-to-heart with them, and I said, "I need you to trust me on this," because the other thing is as well, they are like my best friends. So we could have conversations about partners and children and dogs and, a coffee, anything, but it always relates back to work, because it would be like, "Oh, so what's happening with that lead? What's happening with that client?" Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm still here, but I'm here as a friend. I can't. You're all more than capable enough, and I know I have, because I've set up the business so that they run, so that I can go about. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
So I mean, I'm very thankful that they've supported me on it. So I removed myself from it all. Well, the Monday I had my little girl, and my phone just wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like midday on the Monday, and I'm like, where is everyone? It was so weird. And I did something so simple, which was clean out my makeup drawer with my little girl. Something so fucking simple, that my makeup drawer's been like that for about 6 months. And we sat there with the baby wipes, cleaning all the trays and sorting out the makeup and sorting out her stuff. And it got to midday, and I was like, I've actually been present with my little girl. I'm juggling a little girl on a Monday and a Friday, but actually I'm not, because I'm always with her and still looking at her phone and cutting the conversation short. And then we went in a car wash, to car wash, mummy? Do you know, just something so fucking basic. And then we got a Costa and sat in the car, and it got to like 3 o'clock, and I was like, I've done it. I've done it. But it's a very, very, very strange feeling. And then coming back to your question, I got back from Dubai Monday morning. And when I was in Dubai, we went to the Atlantis, which was absolutely incredible. And there was a pink background. So I haven't actually put anything on socials. No one knew I was away. No clients knew I was having any time off. I think the odd one did, but it's not that Sam's burnt out. It's just Sam's just not available. I don't want to tell anybody because you feel embarrassed.
Yeah. Which you shouldn't.
But we do naturally, don't we? So I'm away in Dubai and I'm like, I won't post because I'm supposedly not very well. Well, I supposedly need a bit of time out, but I'm worried what people think of me. So yesterday I wrote a post and I put up my picture of me doing my iconic pose that I do with work on my reels with a beautiful pink background. And I put it up saying, I've been told to reset. What does reset look like in this industry? Is it an addiction? Is it love? Is it loads of questions? What's fog? I put it up for 3 minutes and I deleted it.
Why?
I don't know if I knew what it meant. I don't know. Is it normal to feel like this? So going back to social media, it's like, actually, I want to kind of shout out there a little bit that my job is to be like, oh, going self-employed is incredible. It's amazing. And yes, I'll share posts of like the difficult moments, like a sale falling through and, you know, the money hasn't banked this month when you thought it should have. But do we actually talk about
the shit bit?
The shit bit.
And listen, I'm really good at giving advice and really not good at taking my own advice.
Oh, this is what happened with a friend that I was with in Dubai.
But all I would say is these two worlds can both exist in the same minute. You can be this incredible, successful powerhouse that you are, and you can also be struggling. And I think we give ourselves so much shit and so much of a hard time that when we've created something, that's what we must be.
Well, it's got to the point that I don't want to go out because people will see me. So literally, like, I mean,
you don't want to put the face on.
I'll be asked of it. I don't want to put any makeup on today, and I don't want to see someone in Morrison's or in Waitrose or wherever you go, or in the park with Molly. Oh, hi Sam, how's the property market? Fuck off. But how bad's that?
But it's
like an industry that I love, and
it's a moment. It's a moment in time. You know, this too shall pass. Things are going to get better, but everything, every fibre of your being right now is screaming, take a step back.
Yeah.
You've built a business. That business is going to run. You're still going to make sure the wheels stay on the bus.
I suppose it's the process of how do you take the step back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the
answers,
lost. Babe. Yeah, I don't have the answers for that. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll do part 2.
Yeah, yeah, we'll come back.
Do you remember this one last year? Well, this is the answer. Because I need someone to give me the fucking answers. Sorry.
I think I can relate so much, and I think it's a consequence of pushing yourself so hard, putting so much pressure on yourself so hard, putting everybody else first and not you for so long that then you kind of reach a point and go, shit, what now? What now? Yeah. What's left? How do I feel? What am I supposed to do with these
like
feelings?
Why am I waking up and feeling drained when I've done nothing?
Yeah, that's burnout.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's burnout.
Life.
Well, I think all I can say is, you know, the way that you're feeling right now, you are addressing it because A, you're talking to a counsellor, A, you're talking about it openly and you're not hiding behind it. I mean, it's incredibly brave.
I think she pushes me. I think she struggles with me.
But that's the point.
It's 4 or 5 months in, and like now I think she's starting to understand me because you have like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I've done this for fucking 40 years. Yeah. Excuse my language. Well, I don't know what, from the age of 10 plus. So I've been fine for 30 years. So why have I got to change now? Why? Yeah. So you get defensive as well.
Yeah. And I think maybe you enter a stage of your life now that isn't as on a fast growth trajectory, that is more around stabilization and contentment, and get comfortable in that and in your skin and in who you
Yeah.
are now.
That's a good way of putting it.
And then the next phase is, right, we kick on again, if that's what you
Yep.
decide to do. It may be that you go, I've achieved what I want to achieve, now I'm just going to enjoy it and enjoy the ride and enjoy where I am. But I think taking your foot off the gas as much as hard, I mean, again, I'm not great at taking my own advice.
Well, like I said, I feel lost. And then you see it all on social media, and I'm like, oh, there's another event, there's another event, there's another networking, there's another training session. And you can't be everywhere.
Yeah, you can't. And you got to get over the FOMO for a bit, because you like your whole body's screaming at you, focus inward
It
for
will help
now.
in the long run, I keep telling myself.
And you not being at every event for the next, I don't know, 3, 6, 9 months is going to have no detrimental impact on your business and what you've built and what you've achieved. You're just doing a reset.
Yeah.
So you need
I
to
just
cut
want,
yourself some
the
slack.
therapist says that you just want to fix it, Sam. You
Yeah,
can't,
'cause you're a
you
fixer.
struggle in the interim period. And it's like, just fix me so that I can just go back to the events and I can just put houses on, and I'm not crying before I go into an appointment and touching up my makeup. Just fix me, please.
Yeah.
Do it now.
It's not life, babe.
And that's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you're acknowledging it.
Yes. It's a good. So you could be my therapist.
I mean,
They charge a
Jesus.
fortune.
Babe, if I am your therapist, this is not going to end well, and we are going to drink a lot of rosé and probably...
No, I can't do rose. I've told you this one.
Probably
That's
come
a
up
no-go.
with the worst solutions ever known to man, and then we'll document it all over social media, and then we'll get cancelled.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do this offline.
Okay, that's fair enough. You heard that.
We are 2026.
Oh, I know.
Me saying, you don't need to be at all the events.
Oh, no.
But you do need to be at this
100%,
one.
and I've booked to go for the night before as well.
Well, I'm obviously there the night before, but I
Yes.
cannot drink the night before.
No.
It needs to be a face mask and pyjamas night the night before. But
They're incredible, though. Well, I only went to the one, but yeah.
It's
And more men are coming now.
yeah, more
Because
and
I think
more
there was
men.
this stigma, wasn't there, about it's women in a state agency. No, like, men need to come, they learn from us, and we learn from them, and it's important that we all work together.
Yeah, and I think we had like 30% of the room men last
Okay,
year.
okay.
And I think we've got maybe similar again this year. And I think, we're known for it being a bit of a roller coaster on the day, emotions and highs and all sorts. We've got all that again this year. But I think change is happening. And that, like you say, of course it's about men as well, because it has to happen together. And I think what you're doing with your brand as well, and bringing, this team of strong women into the industry who weren't in the industry before.
Just to believe in themselves.
Just to believe in themselves and see what they can do.
It's incredible.
And how that is then
when I
coming across
landed
to your clients is...
Well, when I landed from Dubai, literally the first message I'd got was so-and-so signed. I was like, yes, 30 years in the industry. She's been an area manager and she's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most exciting part for people.
It's empowering, right?
It really is.
Sam, we're out of time.
Are we really?
I feel like I've been talking to you for 5 minutes.
Okay.
I have to ask you who you would like to see on this chair for another episode of the We Are Pod.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that. Was that a prompt on the email that I totally didn't read?
Probably.
I scan emails and pick out bits.
Who do you think's got a good story to come and tell?
Have you had Adam Day on?
No, we haven't yet. Should we hook him in?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll tell him. We'll blame you.
You blame me. That's fine. No, I think that'd be a really good one, because I know there's other EXP agents, but go and get the main man. For somebody telling them that it won't work. I mean, to the point that when I joined, it's in the first 6 months, people are like, "What the hell is EXP?" Do you mean to have literally abuse online as a man? You'll fail. What the hell is this? And now what he's done is just incredible.
Yeah, great shout.
Yeah.
Ms. Cerrone.
Okay.
I just bloody love you.
Oh.
And thank you for...
We're going to have some exciting years ahead.
Yeah, we are. But
Yeah.
I just think, people can look at social media and go, is it really them? Are they authentic? And, you are 100% authentic, and you've just shown that in the last 40
Thank you.
minutes by, you know, like I said, you can be this amazing, successful businesswoman, which you are, and you're inspiring so many people. And I want you to know that you're absolutely doing that. But you can also be real, and life is tough, and being a mum is hard, and relationships are hard, and doubting yourself is tough. And
Well, the plan is that I hopefully that I'm at a point where I can talk about it without getting emotional in a couple of years' time when I've understood it all.
it's part of the process, right?
Yeah.
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 Thank you, my love.